am Dr. Rosalind Washington, Digital Learning Specialist for Language Arts and Literacy with Atlanta Public Schools Department of Instructional Technology. Really excited to share a look at Google Docs, especially literacy support. Let's look at Google Docs and the features that they offer to support our students as they are writing in the virtual setting. First of all, Google Docs is great for collaboration because more than one student, two, three, or more, can be working together in one document. Okay? In real time, they can all be contributing to a joint research project or group work. And you, as the teacher, can keep an eye on which students are doing their part. You can do it through two means. I love that Google has added this edit history right up here. So we can click edit history and this version history, and it's going to show us any changes that were made, and it will have the name of the user. So if your students are logged in, you'll be able to see who recently contributed what. You can also come right over here to File, come down to Version History, and see the same information. You can see which students have contributed and who has done what. So gone are the days of students slacking and us not knowing who contributed to the project. So I suggest that you check in on version history and edit history from time to time for group work and joint projects. Now let's look at the Tools tab. We click on Tools, we'll see lots of things which are of interest to us as we are assigning writing projects and writing work. First of all, spelling and grammar. Okay, I'd like to point out here that spelling and grammar check can be unchecked. You can simply uncheck these and then the document will not make suggestions for students. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to check or uncheck these. Something else I'd like to point out is that you can create a document sort of like a template, and you can choose the settings and then you can make copies of that, and then your students will be working in a document that already has those features and settings set up. So if you think that polishing and editing their own grammar and their own spelling is a key point of the task, then hey, uncheck those so that they can take care of that for themselves. Also, here under the Tools tab is word count. We remember this feature from another tool, and it's great, especially if you want to say to your kids, hey, I'd like you to start off, just aim for 500 words or aim for one page. Here they're able to check on their own word count and kind of gauge for themselves. So it's great for writers who are trying to hit a certain target or milestone in writing. Okay. Lastly, an essential feature is voice typing. Voice typing allows students to simply speak, their voice is heard by their computer and typed right into the Google Doc. This is a great way to support reluctant writers, struggling writers, writers who are suffering from a little bit of fatigue. And so, again, they will speak, the Google Doc will pick it up, and then they're free to go back and edit, put in punctuation, clarify, clear it up. I love this for students who are starting off with their outline, they're getting their ideas together, they are brainstorming. I love that for them, as well as supporting struggling writers, reluctant writers, fatigued writers. So let's give a little look here. Okay, so we clicked voice typing, and we see immediately that we have on the left-hand side a button which says we can simply click to speak. So if we are writing a book critique about Maya Angelou, we have our first sentence here. Just because I already typed it, I'm going to click here. The narrator shares intimate stories of the childhood that she spent with her brother and her grandmother in the family store. Period. The store was run by her grandmother and her uncle. Period. Okay. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to push stop. Notice that it picked up my voice and all the words that I said were here. Again, I will have to go back in and correct, won't I? I'll have to go back in and make this word capital. So remind your students of that. And it picked up the last sentence, okay, that I did not want. So I'll go back in and I'll edit and I will delete. Okay. Again, I can come in here and I can edit and make this a new paragraph or whatever. But think about how much of a support this would be, a nice scaffold this would be for students who do not feel that they are strong writers. A great, great place for them to start. All of that is under the Tools tab, okay? That was voice typing right here. All right. Now let's look at the Citation Maker tool that Google has embedded. And there are two of them. Okay? We'll find it in two places. Again, we're under the tools, and there we see citations. If we're writing about Maya Angelou's book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, of course we want to add a citation. I've already added it here, but let's look at what I had to do to get it there. I'm free to choose from MLA, APA, Chicago style. Okay. Now, I know that I'll be using APA. I want to add a citation source because I'm about to reference her second book, Gathered Together in My Name. Okay. It is a book. It is a print book. Okay. Then I'm asked to input the author. Okay. Maya Angelou. Simply going to type in the author's name. This is one time that I'll have to do it. The title, Gather, oops, caps lock is on, Gather Together in My Name. Okay. The publisher is also Bantam Books, who published her first book. And then the year of publication is 1975. Great year. Okay. We don't need any of the rest of this if it is in fact a print book, if I have a physical copy. If I accessed it digitally, of course, I would add the DOI here. Then I'm done. So I'm simply going to click the blue button, add citation source. And now I see that I have two citations that are added and that I can reference to. Okay, so let's add another sentence. Maya Angelou adds a second book called Gather Together in My Name, period. It continues her autobiographical story, period. Once you have the hang of it, it is so simple and easy. It did not capitalize the title, so I'm going to go back in and do that. And then watch how I use the citation maker to add an in-text citation. I'm going to place my cursor right here in front of the period. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click Cite. And then it's going to add the in-text citation. Okay, so we can explain to our students how to create APA citations, and then they can use the citation maker right here. All right. Also know that once you have created your works cited page, you can come right down here and add the entire title to the works cited page. Okay. In this case, I'm just going to copy and paste. And so there I have two books. All I had to do was enter the information and it placed it in the correct APA format for me. What a support that is for our students who are conducting real research, gathering together multiple sources. And we have to remind them that the mark of a 21st century scholar is that we vet our sources and we name our sources. Now that we've explored the Tools tab, let's come over and look at the Explore option that's built into Google. Okay, the Explore option is great for students who are writing and researching together. It allows them to search seamlessly inside of this document without having to open up another tab to go to a search engine. And so it will pull up related searches. It uses the magic of AI to look at the document, decide what topic you are writing about, and pull up related items. Okay, so let's utilize this document here, which is already started, and the topic here is simple machines. Okay, so let's say it's a student paper that is partially begun. We have some information. We have a title here. We have a little bit of information. We'll come over here to the Explore tab. It is that diamond shape that is at the bottom right. You may have noticed it. You may not have noticed it. If we hover, it says Explore. Okay, I'm going to click it. And notice that a panel opens on the right-hand side. That is the Explore panel. Notice also that it has pulled up some related sources for Simple Machines, okay? But that's not quite what we want. So we're going to come up here, open up the search bar, and we're going to type in Simple Machine examples. Okay? Hit click, and now we have three options. We have the web, we have images, and we have drive. Okay? So here are some examples. Remember that when we went up here to search, we could have put EDU to narrow it down to educational domains. We could have placed GOV to narrow it down to government domains. But right now, I'm just going to leave it open at Simple Machine. Okay. Let's see what it pulled up. I'm going to start off with Britannica. All right, that's a source that I think will have some valuable information. What you'll notice immediately is that a new tab opened up for Britannica. And yes, it has great information here about Simple Machines. Now that I have read and I see that Simple Machines are used to modify motion and magnitude of force, they have few or no moving parts, I can use that information. I can come back over here to my own paper that I'm working on and add that information. Simple machines have few parts. They are only one, often only made up of one part. Okay? Of course, I want to try to write this in my own words, even though I have used some information from Britannica. Now I know that as a 21st century scholar, I need to cite my work. I was using Britannica as a resource, and now I need to cite it. If I come back over here to explore and I hover, notice those three, notice the citation mark that came up. So I'm able to cite this as a footnote, okay? I can come up and change my citation format, okay? So I want it to be APA. Notice immediately that a two came up right after the sentence, okay? If you scroll on down, you'll also notice that Britannica was added as a footnote. So what I can do instead is I can simply copy and paste this into my reference page. Of course, I'll spot check it and make sure that it was in fact an APA format. I'm looking at it, looks good. And when in doubt, I can always come over here, back under tools, and use the citation maker. But wanted to let you know that not only does it have seamless searching within the document, but that it will also provide a footnote and a citation for our students. Next, let's look at the images that are brought up. And as we can expect, all of these images are related to Simple Machines. I can simply drag one over, okay, and it will add it. Okay, well, that's a pulley. That's nice. Okay, I dragged it over. I can resize it, and it is going to cite the source. Okay, okay, and so really, really exciting. Great things here under the Explore tab. Really suggest that you use it. Notice that it does have the citation right here. I was waiting on it to generate. And so that is awesome. So when you hover, you see that it is linked back to the original source. So it is great that it will pull up web information, it will pull up images, and it will even search your drive for documents that it thinks is related. So that has been an overview of Google Docs and tools that are embedded to help our students as they're writing and researching virtually. Thank you.